Alright, so before this video starts, I just want to give a couple disclaimers. So firstly, this tour went through all the proper authorization and planning. You should not ever go into machine rooms or any mechanical spaces like that in general unless you have proper authorization, or otherwise you could get injured or killed, because this machinery is dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. We signed liability waivers, everything like that. It went through everyone. And then finally, just enjoy the video. First, let's ride the high-rise elevators. They are Schindler Iconic 10 and go 1,600 feet a minute. Some of them are slowed down to 1,400 feet a minute due to strong winds today, but they are still insanely fun. Yeah, okay, so that makes sense.
I've been on these a couple times. My uncle used to work in the building many years ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so weekends, we're like, yeah, you want to go down? I was like, oh, sure.
Yeah.
Still accelerating. Just finished. Whoa.
A little rocky. Yeah.
These are fun.
Wind.
These are definitely going to full 1,600.
Yours gonna pop?
Mine already have.
Mine have popped like 3 times now.
I'm used to it. I don't even do it
They don't
anymore.
do it. You got better sinuses.
Yeah, I don't even do it anymore.
This time of year,
I've been
you
up
know,
and down
get
so
plugged up
many
and
We
times.
probably do like 10, 15 trips a day.
Literally, yeah, going up these things.
Yeah.
Alright, guys.
on the base.
So here's the upper lobby.
Mm-hmm.
Oops, sorry. So yeah, you still have your select-o-matics. These would have been cool to see sell GMR. These
Yeah.
aren't anymore.
You can hit anywhere from 55 to 62. So
All right.
pick a number. 57. Oh, 62.
Of course, the top.
Yeah. Alright,
See.
it's gonna be number letter D. And 62 is the executive floor, so it's gonna look really different than any other floor. It's
Really?
like, it almost looks like a mansion. That's how I compare it to. It's like, that's, yeah.
Oh, everybody.
Oh my god, these things fly.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes, gross.
A little shaky, but that makes it
Yeah,
fun.
plumber in the building.
Yeah, oh yeah, we have electricians, plumbers, HVAC, anything you can think of. Yeah, yeah, we have like when they work through property management, when you put in a request like that, show radio the people
Yeah,
that you
they
need,
get
and
right
they'll
on
go
that.
right on it. Yep.
Especially in water.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah.
They
So.
only have fun.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Nice marble floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, this is the corporate first. This like all the execs are up here. It used to be the. Oh no. Like all like their finances, man.
Call back the
marketing,
one.
all those yeah. Yeah, this is where the triangle used to be. The top of the triangle.
Oh, I thought it was 61 that used to have it.
62.
62.
Yeah, it's a restaurant. Mm-hmm.
That closed, what, late 90s?
Yeah,
Something like that.
yeah, about late 90s. Yeah, because I was born in 96, and I think it just was about to close then. So yeah, it was more popular in like the 80s and all that. But all the stories I heard, it was just people really just paid for the views. The food was kind of nasty.
Oh, yeah. Well, there was plans they wanted to put like an observation deck on the roof of this building 10 years ago. They were
Yeah.
talking about that.
Yeah, and that just never went through, never followed through.
And then I also saw something like a year ago. They were doing something like an event space for the public
Mhm.
on like 40 or something. They were like building it or something.
I probably was 27 and 28. It was like gutted down to like the original stretch of the building, and then revamped all the way, which is like it's like a rest area kind of. So there's like a bunch of couches, bookshelves, stuff
Okay.
like that. Yeah, it's like for the tenants if they want to like relax or even have meetings down there and stuff
Okay.
like that.
They do that in a lot of buildings now. Ping pong tables.
Yeah, there's a foosball. Yeah, I know, dude.
Here are the machines for the high-rise elevators. These go 1,600 feet a minute, but as I said, due to the wind today, some of them got automatically slowed down to 1,400. These run on Schindler Myconic 10 controllers and have the original Westinghouse machines, of course. Down there, you can see the DC drive isolator transformers and anything else these need. The old DC generators used to be down there before they got modernized. Here's what the inside of one of the controllers looks like. These are Myconic 10. That's your drive isolator transformers. Windows XP. Some spare Myconic 10 panels over there. Pretty neat.
Fall go down. Like that. I wanted to see this one, but I can see the other one. I'll see it, and I got to see both for the year. I was like, great. So I dropped 2 things off. I'm going to talk to
This machine's going. Some of the high-rise cars go. All the way up to 1,600. What a beast. These things are huge. Oh my god. Now, these are the mid-high-rise cars. They go 1,600 feet a minute and were modernized later than the high-rise cars. So they have Schindler Port instead of Myconic 10. They definitely accelerate slower, but they are still fun to ride and definitely push you down a good bit while accelerating.
54, we'll just see the judges. for bankruptcy court. It's up here on 64. I mean 54. Sorry.
They're not in the courthouse?
No, we have a courthouse up here on 54 and 32.
Oh.
32 is Chapter 13, and 54 is the U.S. Bankruptcy Court. So there's some armed guards and stuff up here.
Yeah, federal type stuff.
We just finished accelerating now. My God.
These accelerate.
I went to.
Would it go so fast and it'd take a while to accelerate? And we're decelerating.
The court was in the CNN Center in Atlanta, which is like a place where they do movies and TV stuff.
Yeah.
But that's where the court was. It was in a crazy building for a workers' comp court, and it looked like a courthouse. You walk in and
Yeah, as soon as I'm telling you,
there's a judge. There's no jury in workers' comp.
Hey guys, hey, what's up? Just doing a tour. Okay.
And then back down.
Back up. You got the lobby.
My son works. He's a lawyer for feds,
Let me give us the same one, Carpete.
immigration law and stuff.
Good day. All right. Yeah.
They have to. He's in the same building as the FBI and, and Secret Service.
Yeah, we Secret Service comes here once or twice a year. I usually have to take them all the way up actually to the roof for the to look at their cameras. I think the FBI comes here too.
Yeah, I
so
bet.
we kind of just all work together. Like we're like my company's like mainly like for the public, but we work with we work with bankruptcy. We work with everybody. Work with UPMC security. We got people that got bodyguards here.
I believe it. I understand.
A lot of high-end people walking down.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, there's a bad people too.
Yeah.
If you got court, there's some
Yeah.
troublemakers in court, and
Yeah, they're a million in
Yeah,
debt. They gotta clear it out.
they may have crimes and they might be like at the mafia type.
Alright. These are so fun. It's 53 this time. It's giving him a different one.
I think my son says he could tell where the FBI or CIA or Secret Service gets on because they don't wear a uniform. They don't have a regular badge.
Yep.
They don't like to show who they are.
Yeah, they're
But
very
he
plain
says
clothes.
they all look the same.
Yeah.
And they all stop talking as soon as he gets on. Whatever they're talking about, they will not talk about anybody else on the elevator. They just shut up. He says, "Oh, those guys are the Secret Service."
Yeah, they'll just stop talking.
And he says they all look the same. They like to say hi, but that's it.
Yeah, that's pretty much all the court judges and all that are. They just say hi and then they go right up on their business.
These are insane. Yeah. Now we will get to ride the original Westinghouse DMR service elevators. This is the larger one that only goes 500 feet a minute. It takes almost 2 minutes to get to the top because it's roped 2 to 1.
I'm on the S3.
And this thing takes its time, but because it's so large, the way the roping is kind of geared
Yeah,
down.
we went all the way from under the first level, we went all the way to the top. Still.
Yep.
Yeah.
Takes a couple minutes.
Yeah, but it's slowly popping.
My background, I was
Can't tell where you are. Kind of still.
I was a building
Kind
engineer,
of.
so I took care of all the mechanical equipment, heating and air conditioning, stuff like that. So then after I did that, when I went into management, I originally had 6 different hotels that I did maintenance for and stuff like that.
Almost 2 minutes.
Airbnbs,
Here we are.
Like across all of those.
Oh!
It does do it.
Oh, so you have to kind of inch it up.
Yeah.
I took a look at it.
That's
all of
fine.
those
And here's the initial video of the machine room where I mainly focused on recording the Westinghouse DMR controllers for the service elevator machines. These are some of the most complex elevator controllers ever made and are nearly extinct, with this being the highest one in existence since the Sears Tower service elevators got modernized. As you can tell, I'm kind of foaming over these. Oh my god. I'm like absolutely foaming right now. Oh my god. This is incredible. Wow. And there this one goes. So these are the service cars. These are the Westy DMRs. Those are the main cars. We'll look at those next. Look at the controllers on these. Oh my god. Jared, you gotta come over here see the selectors on these.
Oh yeah.
Wait for one to go. I think I saw a bit of sparkiness from the contactors down there. Anytime. Oh yeah, you see the sparks from the relays. That's awesome. Oh my god. This is insane.
These are the original from 1968. That is absolutely insane.
Watch down there, you see it sparks a bit every time it disengages. But not that time. Up there it goes. It's absolutely insane. And these are for the main cars. These things are monsters. I'm guessing. Look at all the wiring behind these. This is incredible. Now, let's get a more detailed view of the controller. This is the selector, which is virtually a mini version of the elevator itself, with lots of sensors for it to know its exact position, although they are kind of more rudimentary there. Huge props to the Schindler guy here. This is... Knowing how to still maintain this stuff is insane. Just the complexity is just absolutely incredible on these. I apologize for all the cuts as I'm trying to keep just the Westinghouse DMRs in this video. And all these sensors, so this moves with the elevator. This is how it kind of figures out where it is. Nowadays everything's obviously computers in the new ones, but this, it's all mechanical. And then there's even more cabinets up there just full of relays. Like, it's insanely impressive to know how to work on these nowadays.
Really?
The complex. Yeah,
Just from looking at this.
Yeah, the complexity is just insane. Oh my god. And here are the machines themselves for the service elevators. DC gensets for them are also up here. There are 4 elevators, 3 going 1,000 feet a minute and 1 with a larger capacity. going 500 feet a minute, rope 2 to 1. The larger elevator uses the same machine as the main cars, and the others use smaller machines. A great view of the machine room from up here. These things are so cool. Incredible. Now, we will take an escalator up to the roof. Yes, an escalator. There used to be a helipad up here, and this was reserved for CEOs and other high-up people to use. They could just fly directly onto the building, go to do whatever business they had, like meetings, and then fly back right after. Many VIPs have ridden this in the past. That is so cool. It's old instruments up here.
I think there was an assumption, back then that, nothing was changed, nothing works now.
I know, These are the instruments used for landing helicopters up here. Although all of them are decommissioned, they still sit up here and are really cool to see.
But what if there was an emergency and you need to get up here? Like, I guess you just cut those ropes and you do what you gotta do without legs? Just up to a pilot?
Yeah, truth be told, I'm not entirely sure.
You just wonder,
Higher.
The highest flat roof, to my knowledge, in the United States at this altitude that's flat. And it's also the highest building between Chicago and Philadelphia.
Wow.
What else?
Doesn't it share the tallest in Pittsburgh with the cathedral?
Still with a parachute. It is very true.
I read something on that like a month ago, and I was like, wait, what? It was like the anniversary of it or something like that. I was like, how'd they get up here?
So they actually.
And now let's go up to the roof.
Pretended to be.
This is the tallest building in Pittsburgh and holds the world record for the highest
Oh my
/
God.
largest completely flat roof.
Yeah, this is a bucket list item.
Holy cow. It's a beautiful view from up here. What is it?
I have now crossed something off my bucket list. I have always wanted to come up here.
Wow.
That is insane.
That's incredible. This is insane. Wow. This is insane.
Check out. Do me a favor, Jack. Take a picture up here.
Now we will go back into the building.
Go back down. I wonder how many like rich people have been on this thing, like celebrities.
And a bike. Yeah, and that's all you need.
That's what we did. We took our bikes up and we bike around, and then as we got a little bit older, we would have friends who their parents would let them take the boat out, and jet skis,
we didn't
and go
go, but-
fishing, and
Now the rest of this video will just be HVAC equipment for the building. All the chillers, boilers, pumps, cooling towers, and a few huge air handlers are up here. This building has an insane 8,500 tons of cooling capacity, when your average house only has between 2 to 5 tons of cooling capacity. There are two 3,500 ton chillers and a 1,500 ton chiller. These are all made by Carrier and original to the building from 1967. Whoa, cow. 2,400 volts?
so that's those
Holy cow.
500 ton machines, and that's our smaller machine.
That's a beat. Is that just the motor for it?
It is, yeah.
Oh my, and it's liquid cooled.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. That's just the
That's
motor
just
for
our
the
motor.
compressor.
Yep.
And it's
So that's
liquid,
the-
and it's a liquid cool. That's insane. Oh my god. It's a good thing it's a cold day, otherwise we don't hear each other. Wow. Holy cow. And then you see all the pumps lined up, these circulation pumps. Wow. And they take good care of it. You see it's like spotless in here for a mechanical room. For a mechanical room, this is like spotless. Wow. Apps. Holy cow. Look at this pump over here. Wow. You can imagine there used to be a whole bunch of people just up here, tweaking settings.
How you doing?
This is probably the guy, one of the guys.
Oh,
really?
Schindler.
Yeah.
How are you?
I manage like industry voltage. We get it straight from the electrical distributor.
Wow. So there's not even a step down for these.
There's no step down transformer. The only we have is start run test.
Wow.
Actually, my fault. It's power factor correction.
Yeah.
It's not
How many amps do these draw? Because I assume with such a high voltage, it's
So full load amps of that machine is 180.
crazy. Yeah.
So 180 amps at 11,500 volts.
Mhm.
You do the math on that to get the wattage. It's pretty high.
Yeah. I've seen like a couple other buildings down here show me the plant rooms. Nothing I've ever seen is of this scale. It's the scale of these. It's insane. Wow. Here we will see various other machinery, including the many circulation pumps, air handlers, heat exchangers, and more. Some of these air handlers are the size of a small to medium-sized house.
Our chief engineer here, his dad actually was chief engineer here before him.
I'm amazed at how clean this is.
Machines at the same time. Since they've become a lot more efficient and kind
And they have is all overkill, even the power going into it, and that's kind of an advantage, you know, if you want to add anything. Yeah. Wow. Dude, these are all in the VF drives. It's just a VF drive. Oh my god. Is that... Holy cow, it's just a VF drive. This is an air handler. 64,000 CFM. Oh my god. Circulated at the top floor.
so partially we have maintenance that are here 24/7.
Yeah.
So if something goes wrong, hopefully they're fast to react to, take care of it.
As you can see, they are huge, some spanning through 2 floors. Do the air handlers go between the floors? Are they that large?
So some of the ductwork does, yeah.
Wow.
So we'll kind of like, you'll see, we'll walk through a little area.
Oh my god.
That's where our equipment is. That's where all the heat comes from. Depends.
Probably more than mine.
No, definitely. Truthfully, gas is, pennies on the dollar compared to electricity.
Yeah, true. We just went up a floor. We will get to see the boilers that heat the entire building, the cooling towers, and more air handlers, at least the top of them. There's also some more miscellaneous mechanical equipment up here.
So these are the cooling towers, the chillers downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
These original. So we've actually,
Oh my god.
we've been through it a couple of times, like
Holy cow.
for a while the city was kind of looking how much it cost, but after that, for a long time. But now we're starting to kind of I'm not kind of, but the last time they did a design, they actually make a chiller that's 800 tons, that's small enough that will actually fit in that big freight elevator.
Really?
The doors open, and it's still going. So they, if we do something for that, like that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Holy cow. This is for the whole building.
Yep.
Wow.
And these are all electrical designs.
Yep. Yeah. They came a little bit later because originally they were tied into this machine, but then after the first set of owners came through or whatever, they decided lucky to be one of them and, you know, make themselves mistakes. I think he put it in the early 80s. Yeah, definitely. They actually used to be oil fire, so we had we were on the other side of us here that had an oil tank in it that they would fill up, and then there was an exhaust on the side of the building. So a lot of times when they first started doing that, people would call the police because they would see, you know, exhaust, you know, at such a high voltage that they would think the building.
Oh my god.
You guys did this thing. No, we didn't. Okay, so yeah, so
Wow.
Yeah, so they would just climb, and then stuff like that. But
Intakes would just suck them all in.
yeah, and our cooling towers would get filled with them, and our strainers would get plugged, and then our pumps would, you know, be trying to pump those through.
I think it's like the
Wow.
last week of July or whatever, second last week of July, certain week they peak.
It just keeps going.
Sure, but I know exactly what's wrong. I just think it's family vacation. Not every year, but it's one place called Lakeside, it's called Lake Erie.
Okay.
It's the best week. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's right near there.
I used to spend all my time in
Oh, then you know, right? So listen, Lakeside is next to Harvard.
That's insane. That's just a blower.
Anyway, Lakeside, we were there the wrong week. It's dark out there. Some buildings up are there, and one little space.
Right.
I know it's about it.
Yeah.
Basically, we go out.
Traffic signals.
Yeah, the first few times we would,
Breathe them in.
we stayed up on there and stayed on our boat and didn't put the cover on overnight. We're woken up to, you know, quite a surprise.
So you docked in Port Clinton?
Yeah, so we for the longest time, we
Did you have a
just-
summer place up there?
So we did, yeah. We had a place off of Canada Goose Port, a little condo kind of complex in Port Clinton, maybe like,
I spent a lot of time up this house.
maybe, I was going to say maybe like 15 from there.
No, I know where that is. 53, 160.
Yeah.
I know where it's at.
Yeah, we would go to,
There's no vision out there. Curtains and
yeah,
wall.
oh yeah. There was a little,
Oh, that's where. Anyways, that will be it. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as it was getting this incredible tour. Huge thanks to the amazing people at management for setting this up and the mechanics for touring us.